Hello,
Hi
everyone.
everyone, welcome, good morning. Welcome to our Focus 10 to 13. Hope you're all well. Shall we start with an introduction, Kendra?
Let's do it. Do you want to start or should I
Yeah,
start?
sure. So
Okay.
my name is Sophia, for the students who don't know me. I am a teacher at Bologna Mille, and I have worked there for almost 2 years now. Originally, I am from London, and I have lived in Bologna for four and a half years now.
Long time.
Yeah.
My goodness.
What about Kendra?
I'm Kendra, and I'm from Seattle. I'm 29 years old, and I've also worked at the Bologna Mille School for almost 2 years, and I've lived in Bologna for almost 2 years. So
Excellent.
I came to Bologna and I went straight to work.
Yeah, good job.
More or less.
So today we are talking about, positivity. We have a question for you on the screen in front of you. Are you an optimist, a realist, or a pessimist? So we're sure you understand the meaning of these words. An optimist, somebody who likes to see the positive side of things, who likes to believe that things will go well, who usually has a positive outlook on life.
Exactly. They see the glass as half full.
Exactly. We have this expression in English. We say the glass is half full. Then we have a realist, so somebody who maybe is a bit more pragmatic in the way they think and the way they see situations. And finally, we have pessimist. Do you want to explain it, Kendra?
The pessimist would be the opposite of the optimist. Someone tends to see things in a negative light. They have a hard time finding the positive, and like similar but opposite of the optimist, they see the glass half empty, not half full.
Exactly. So tell us in the comments, what kind of person are you? Are you an optimist, a realist, or a pessimist?
What are you?
Oh, I asked first.
Okay, fine. I think I'm kind of between optimist and realist. I try to be optimistic, but normally I fall under realist.
Yeah. Cool.
What about you?
I think I'm similar to you. I think I'm probably more of a realist, but so I like to see things as they are, as they really are. But I also like to believe that in the end, things will be absolutely fine. So, like you, somewhere between a realist and an optimist.
Yeah. Because obviously, in any situation, I can be a realist of like, okay, but I try to be like, okay, no, be positive. Be positive. Exactly. We don't know what will happen, so let's try and be positive and make it be okay.
Yeah, and I think also like you yourself can influence the outcome. So by being a realist, I also work towards a positive outcome rather than just saying, okay, whatever happens, happens.
Is what it is.
Yeah. What about you? Do you feel like you can change these things, that you are in control of it, or do you just sort of?
That's a good question. I don't know if I feel in control, but I try my best to see things in a positive way.
Yeah.
So like if I am in a bad situation, realistically, if I can see, okay, this isn't the best situation, I try my best to find what are the positives.
Yeah.
So like, again, it's in that in-between, optimistic and realistic.
Absolutely.
I have to work on the optimistic. I have to force that.
Yeah, I see. Okay, well, let's have a look at our focus for today. The question remains there, so let us know what kind of person you are. And we will talk in this focus about thinking on second thought.
On second thought?
Yeah.
How do we describe on second thought?
I got on second thought, maybe like when you're changing your mind. So you say you say one idea and you think, oh no, wait, on second thought, let's do something else. So I would use it like this. Oh, we have some students who are in. Good morning, Daniela. It's lovely to hear from you. And also Luigi. Yes, nice to see you too. Welcome, guys. So let's look at our objectives for this lesson. Daniela, I missed you as well. It's really good to see you. So in this focus, let's read through our objectives. We will look at some thinking vocabulary. We will do some phrasal verbs, and we will look at some idioms using the words mind and brain.
Exactly.
So lots of new vocabulary for this.
And maybe Daniela knows Luigi. How nice. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Right.
Who knows? Maybe.
So we will start with a gap fill for some new vocabulary. As you can see, the title of this slide is Don't Worry, Be Happy. And hopefully this is something that we're
trying to do at home.
Yeah, exactly. Something that we're trying to realize in our lives now as well.
Yeah.
You know, some things we don't have any control over, but worrying about it does not help a lot of the time. Exactly. On the right, we have some words in red. We have focus, imagination, optimism, mental, perspective, notion, and concentrate. I think notion might be a new word.
Could be.
Yeah. Should we talk about this word, notion? It's a noun. It is a noun, yes, it is a noun.
Yes, notion.
And it means, how would you describe it, Kendra?
For me, a notion is kind of like an idea.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. An idea or a thought, maybe even a feeling is a notion.
Yeah.
I think the other words we probably recognize.
And we'll put that up for everyone. So, and hello, good morning, Marco.
Morning, Marco. Nice to see you. I like how Marco says good morning. Like he puts it in little quotes, like it's not quite morning, like good morning.
Yeah, is this still morning for you? Because for me now it's afternoon.
Yeah, it's true. It is afternoon. Maybe that's why he says good morning, but with the intention of Sylvia, hi. Nice to see you as well. Welcome.
Welcome. Okay, so should we read through this and skip over the blanks, and our viewers can maybe number like 1, 2, 3 and tell us what you think goes in the blank?
Yeah, exactly. So should we read maybe one sentence each?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Off we go.
The practice of positive thinking is gaining popularity around the world.
Positive thinking is a attitude that is based on the that if you on the things you want in life using positive thoughts, then you will receive those things more easily.
For example, if you desire to be rich, you must on the money that you already have and visualize more money coming to you with your
Or if you want to find love, you must change your that love is hard to find and use an attitude that love is everywhere.
This is what I need to do. Therefore, the belief is that the more you use to think about your life, the more positive situations and outcomes you will attract.
Very nice. Marco says, for me, it's really late morning, but I just woke up.
Yeah, lucky you, Marco. I wish.
Makes sense. No, I'm finding the same thing. Like this, this staying at home really messes up my my body clock, and I just sleep all morning. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I will sleep 9, 10 hours and wake up really late. I just can't. Yeah, I need to be more disciplined.
Normally,
maybe.
That's what I do. Normally, that's what I do. That's what happens if I'm at home. But for some reason, last week, this week's been a little different. Last week, I was consistently waking up around 9 o'clock. My body woke up, which is perfect.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. Oh, I guess 9 is not that early though.
Not that early. For me, it's fine because I'm a late sleeper.
Yeah. All right, so let's start with Daniela Valini says mental. I imagine you, Daniela says, Sophie, you can do it until you, attention of your second person, Daniela, until you have a child. You say sleeping. Yeah, you're probably right. You know what, Daniela? I'm just going to keep sleeping late and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
While I can.
Today I didn't have that option. I had a webinar at 9 a.m. So I was up at 7:45.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So positive thinking, Daniela says, is a mental attitude. I think I agree with her. Let's see if we can complete. It's a mental attitude. Yeah.
I think she said knowledge a little earlier.
Oh, really? I missed that.
Oh, but maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, knowledge. Yeah.
It's not an option. Maybe mental. Let's see.
Yeah.
We fill in the blank. 3, 2, 1.
Look. Oh,
Daniela.
nice job, Daniela. Positive thinking is a mental attitude that is based on the. Let's see what we think for the second gap.
Number 2. Number 2.
On the, I think I know what it is. I think I've got it.
I do too.
Yeah. I think here we need to say based on the idea or on the thought or on the belief even.
Mm-hmm.
Can anybody think of what this word might be?
Number 2, what's your guess? Tell us in the comments.
Yeah.
We're waiting for you. We're ready. Number 2.
Maybe we need to go on. I think people need to catch up with us.
It could be, it could be the delay. Sometimes this happens. Give them a couple more seconds.
Attitude. Here we go. Daniela says perspective, and some people say notion. Luigi says probably notion. Switch it, Luigi. Probably notion is better. Notion, concept. Yeah, I think notion for this one. Yes, good. Very nice job, guys. Is the notion that if you, I think here we need a verb.
Yeah, if you blank on the things you want in life using positive thoughts, then you will receive those things more easily. Yeah. So if you, verb.
Yeah, I think we need a verb in this case. We have focus or concentrate. Yeah, I mean, you're both right in the sense that they are synonyms. So in this gap, we could have focus or concentrate, I think would be fine.
I think it might be concentrate just because the gap is a little longer.
Yeah, I think so too. So the slide says concentrate, but if you guessed focus, for me it's also correct. Very nice. Yeah. Synonyms. So if you concentrate on the things you want in life using positive thoughts, then you will receive those things more easily. For example, if you desire to be rich, you must.
Another verb.
A synonym here.
You must.
Kendra's acting it out.
I hope that's not what I look like when I do this verb.
You look like, do you remember the, yes, here we go. Daniela says focus. Sylvia says focus. Yes, I think you're both correct.
Actually, I think focus. Actually, I think all the teachers have probably seen me sitting at the desk like this sometimes.
You look like, do you remember that Friends episode with Unagi?
Yes.
Unagi.
Unagi. Salmon skin roll. I know Friends way too well.
Yeah, you watched that.
I've watched Friends
so many
I don't even know how many times.
So let's look at our next gap. Let's finish this sentence. You must focus on the money that you already have and visualize more money coming to you with your... Okay, so what do we use to visualize things, to fantasize about things that aren't really there? They don't actually exist. There we go. Very nice. Imagination. Be careful of your spelling. You're doing an Italian spelling, Daniela, of imagination with 2 M's, just one for English.
Imagination. Did you watch SpongeBob?
SpongeBob, yeah, imagination.
Imagination.
And then we've got, if you want to find love, you must change your. What do we think for this gap? You must change your belief, maybe, or your. Very nice, Luigi. Thank you.
Your view, perspective. Yeah.
Exactly. Change your perspective that love is hard to find. And then, final gap. I think this one is quite obvious.
Yeah.
The belief is that the more you use your optimism, the more positive situations and outcomes. Outcomes, I'm sure we know this word, consequences.
Thanks, Luigi.
Exactly. I think I'm looking through this to see if we have any more vocabulary that we could go over, but I think it should be okay.
Yeah. An outcome, as Sophia said, it's similar to result. The outcome is the result.
Yeah. And if we look at the first line, gain popularity, we usually gain, we use it with money. You gain money, or you gain, what else can you gain?
Can you
gain money, gain
popularity?
Popularity, yeah, but it's the verb that we use commonly with popularity is gain.
Weight.
Okay.
Lisa said it. Get to gain weight.
Oh my god.
You thought
very good, Lisa. And Daniela says earn. Yes, when we talk about money and popularity, actually, we can use gain as a synonym for earn. The sense is slightly different.
With weight, I wouldn't say you. I mean, maybe you do earn it in the sense if you eat a lot.
Yeah, I think earn has more the sense of you work hard for something and you get it. So you earn money means that you worked for this money, whereas gain is a bit more automatic, could we say?
Maybe it's in.
It doesn't have this sense of really putting an effort into something. All right. I think vocabulary is fine. Shall we go on to our next?
Hopefully,
also to obtain or reach for gain. Very good synonyms, Luigi. Obtain and reach for gain.
Gain success. Yeah, in that sense, it's really
success, like absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And Elisa, I don't know if she's asking what the meaning of focus is. Or if she thinks that gain is focus. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, but if for the meaning of focus, remember we said it's a synonym of concentrate if you're using it as a verb, but focus can also be a noun, meaning, concentration. If you can say that you have focus, so you have your eyes set on one thing.
Like a focal point.
Yeah.
You have this focus is subjective.
So let's look at some questions related to positive thinking.
Lots of questions. You want to take turns reading them?
Yeah, shall we take them one at a time maybe? Because they're quite complex.
Let's
look at the first one. Do you think that changing your perspective from negative to positive can have an effect on people's lives? Why or why not? So maybe we can start with this one. Let us know in the comments if you think that changing your attitude, changing your perspective can actually have an impact, an effect on real life.
Yeah, or on other people. Does it affect other people?
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is. Pardon?
What do you think?
I kind of take this in a very simple way. Like if I change my perspective to positive and I say, you know what, today I will be happy. Today I will be in a good mood. And I go to the supermarket and I smile at the assistant at the cashier and I say, good morning, how are you? I think just small things like that can really have an effect on people's lives because it just passes positivity and good feelings from one person to another. So taking it in a very simple sense, yes, I think that if you are in a good, positive mood, you can transmit that to other people
Yeah.
and not necessarily improve their lives, but at least improve their day. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think also when you have a positive perspective, you tend to see everything in a positive way.
That's true, yeah.
When you have a negative, it's like you get stuck in a loop. So if you think in a positive way, you're in a positive loop. If you think in a negative way, you're in a negative loop. And then how you interact with people, obviously, is going to be in a positive way or a negative way.
Yeah,
What
I agree
people feel.
Yeah. We've got some responses from our students. Shall we bring up Daniela's response first? Daniela says, absolutely yes. Everyone likes to stay with happy and enjoyable people. Yeah, it's true. Like being friendly and happy means that you attract people to you as well. So I agree.
I agree too. And then Luigi says, I agree with this idea because you feel more relaxed and comfortable with yourself and with other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly, Luigi. And
Sylvia.
Should I read? Okay. I think so. If you are in a good mood, you can feel better someone else. Maybe you can make someone else feel better.
Exactly. I think you, here, Sylvia, you mean to say that you make somebody else, you transmit these feelings to other people. You can make someone else feel better. Very nice. Luigi said, however, sometimes too much. Let's make these into, you're using too much, Luigi. So let's make these into uncountable nouns. Too much positivism or too much optimism. We'll change these into nouns.
Oh, I say positivity.
Positivity, yeah, sorry. Positivism is different. Positivity. So sometimes too much positivity or optimism can be annoying. I agree with you. There are those people, you know, who are always smiling and always super enthusiastic and energetic. And sometimes you're just thinking, oh God, just stop. I don't want this.
I think it really, what I notice is like, if that positivity and that optimism is genuine.
Yeah, if it's authentic or if it's a bit fake.
Dramatic.
Absolutely. Clara. Hi, Clara. Welcome. We're hearing from Clara for the first time. Changing perspective to avoid to focus on negative thing and to begin outgoing. I'm not sure if I understand. Changing perspective to avoid focus. Okay, let's use a gerund, Clara. Changing perspective to avoid focusing on negative things and to begin outgoing. Do you mean like a social or a positive attitude, maybe?
Yeah, maybe and to be outgoing.
And to be outgoing, yeah, rather than began.
I'll put a correction down in the comments for you, Clara.
Oh, wait, Clara changes focus to avoid focusing on negative things and to be outgoing, I think makes more sense. Let's look at the second question. Do you want to read it, Kendra?
Yeah. So in what ways, I looked away. In what ways would you have to change your mental attitude to get what you want in life, according to positive thinking? What would you focus or concentrate on?
Okay. So what would you, so if we believe that by thinking positively, you can actually gain something that you want, what would you think about?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Oh gosh. This is kind of like essentially saying, what do you desire? What do you wish for? Oh gosh.
Do we want to answer that question?
Yeah, I know. It's a very personal question.
It's a very personal question. But I know personally that whenever I'm in maybe a bad mental attitude, I like to create a list of the things I'm grateful for. And I think that helps with obtaining contentment in your life.
Yeah. A lot of the time we focus on what's going wrong. We focus on the things we don't have. And we forget to look at all the things that we do have in our lives and that we are fortunate to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or we focus when we have those days where we're feeling a bit down, a bit useless, and we think about all the things we haven't done in our lives. This happens when I see my friends on Facebook getting married. And I think of all the things I haven't done, or I see them going on these fantastic exotic holidays or getting promotions. And you think, oh, I don't do anything. And then you think, no, wait a minute, I do a lot of things.
Yeah, because personally, I think it's better to, like, because it says, change your attitude to get what you want in life. Sometimes I don't think, or maybe, okay, better to say, I think some people chase happiness versus being content.
Yeah.
So that's why I personally like to make those lists, because I think contentment is better than happiness.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments as well. Do you think you can change your attitude to get things in life? And what would you focus on? What would you like to have more of in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should change my perspective that there are a lot of good guys out there.
Let's have a look at some answers.
Comments.
Let's go to the comments. Luigi says, in my opinion, the change should be made step by step. As Kendra said, a list could be a good way to start. Very nice. And Daniela says, do you want to read it, Kendra?
Yeah. It can help to focus on a positive aspect, because I think that every situation has a positive side.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Even the worst situations, there's always a lesson, always something that you can take from the bad event that will make you a better person, make you a stronger person.
Yeah, and I think there's a really good expression we have in English, talking about what Daniela said, which is every cloud has a silver lining.
Yeah, this is a very good one.
Situation has a positive side. Every cloud, which you could view as a negative, has a silver lining.
Yeah, so cloud usually means darkness, maybe rain. It's not sunshine, it's not happy, it's cloudy weather, but you can always find silver light, let's say, in every cloud. Yeah. And Plata says, is an effort we can do with our imagination in order to touch your dreams. Oh, that's really sweet, Plata. It's an effort we can, we say, pardon? Yes, don't forget your subject, Clara. It is an effort. And with effort, we don't use the verb do, we use the verb make. So it is an effort we can make with our imagination in order to touch your dreams. That's really nice, Clara. And Luigi says,
probably it's easier to start and concentrate on small things.
Yeah, exactly. So don't immediately go for becoming a millionaire and winning the lottery. Start smaller. Yeah.
Also, it can be difficult to change your mental attitude.
Definitely.
It takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of self-awareness. Like, you need to be able to step back from yourself and look at yourself as if you're a different person and see how you're feeling and why you're feeling this way.
She had a good
silver lining of cloud means skin. Not skin. A lining is oh gosh, how can we explain lining? It's not necessarily, yes, it could be in the sense of a skin, in the sense of a cover, maybe, the lining.
I think in that expression, though, it's talking about like the outline.
I think so too. It's the part outside of the cloud. Okay.
Because in theory, the sun is behind the cloud. So the sun is creating that silver outline. Yeah,
exactly. Think of it like a silhouette of the cloud. Shall we look at our final question?
Yeah, let's look at the last one. So, you want to read it?
Okay. Is the notion of positive thinking dangerous in any way? Are there any consequences to people believing that optimism can change their lives?
I think yes.
Yeah, I think here we're talking about being realistic.
Yes.
Like, Okay, yes, thinking positively, but also taking realistic physical steps to achieving something rather than saying, I think positively, but I don't do anything, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I know people who are very optimistic and they always believe, oh, things will work out as they should, but you can't always just let things happen.
Yeah, you need to be active as well and
Active, exactly. You should.
make
There's
things
a
happen.
combination
Hmm.
of having these
Absolutely.
optimistic thoughts, but taking action towards those optimistic
Yeah,
thoughts to get
I
what you want.
absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. And so that's one way it could be dangerous.
Mhm.
Um,
You end up staying stationary. You don't
yeah.
move forward.
And maybe going back to what Luigi said before about people who are too positive and too optimistic can sometimes be annoying. Like,
Yeah.
we all know that person who is always happy, always enthusiastic, but it's not very authentic. You don't. You feel like they're putting on this impression because they want to mask something, maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure.
so maybe this is another dangerous aspect of positive thinking. Like, when it's fake, it's not authentic, and maybe there is a problem that you need to address, but you're not addressing it because you think you need to be happy and smiling all the time.
Yeah. We have a comment from Luigi.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can, so careful with sometimes, Luigi, because it's a frequency adverb, we need to use present simple. And sometimes you can lose touch with
Oh, good.
reality.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed that. You can lose touch with reality.
And forget that reaching something isn't always easy.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe what we were saying before, people who just say, it will happen if I just think positively, but you also need to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sylvia has another good point. Maybe if you are too optimistic, it seems like you don't care about things. Yeah, this is also true.
Yeah. Like
Maybe
if you love and are happy about everything, like
yeah, or maybe
where's the
you could seem naive or something.
true?
Clara has another good comment.
Clara says studies suggest that positivity helps our health. I believe it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Positivity, just smiling or laughing improves your health, and also hugging people, contact with people as well. Which is quite sad to say at this time. But
Yeah, I can hug my roommates, right?
yeah, absolutely.
We're in quarantine together.
And then Marco says, I don't know if anyone, let's use third person here, Marco. I don't know if anybody has watched BoJack Horseman. In case you should, yes, I absolutely agree. You should watch it. But there is exactly that kind of character.
Super optimistic, over the top person.
Yeah, which one are you referring to? The very exaggerated happy character?
I need to watch it. I keep hearing good things.
It's a very, very good. In fact, Luigi says BoJack is optimistic. Luigi, it's a question. Remember to invert your auxiliary. Is BoJack optimistic or the contrary? Okay. So Luigi, remember to change the auxiliary for the question. I mean, BoJack, I think, is quite pessimistic.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's an animation. It's a comedy, but it's quite. It doesn't show the positive side of things. It really goes into the dark side of people.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That it can be kind of intense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they explore mental health too.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But it's definitely worth watching.
Okay.
All right.
Hopefully Marco can tell us what character he's thinking of.
Yeah,
but
which character are you thinking of, Marco? Because I'm curious to see.
In the meantime, we can jump forward.
Let's talk about phrasal verbs. Yeah, everybody's favorite. Big smiles, we're doing phrasal verbs. Shall we read them?
Yeah. Do we want to do like I do blue, you do red, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. To think of, to think out, to think over, to think through, and to think up.
And probably right now everybody's thinking they're the same thing.
Same thing.
But there are some very, very subtle
Small
differences. Let's look at some definitions. So we have to prepare or plan something fully, completely before you start doing it. Oh, we have Marco's response.
Mr. Peanut Butter.
Is the annoying positive character. Yeah, that's true. So we have then to consider something carefully with all the possible consequences, to consider the possibility of doing something, to consider something carefully before deciding, and to create something using your imagination. Okay, let's try this together then.
Similar.
Yeah, they are very similar. Let's start with to think of. For example, if we use this in a sentence, I could say, think of an animal, or think of a number, or think of your last holiday, let's say.
Yeah. Or even if I change it, it's similar, it's still using it. I'm thinking of going to the supermarket. I'm thinking of
going on holiday.
Or doing my laundry.
Yeah.
So this one kind of has like two, I think, meanings.
Yeah. So what do we think of could be?
What does it mean? While you are deciding, I am going to blow my nose.
Okay. And I'm going to keep going. I might go for the second one, to think. Oh, wait, Daniela has a response. To think of, you say C, A, B, C, to consider the possibility of doing something. I think Daniela might be right on this one. And Sylvia says the same, to consider the possibility. Exactly. So Kendra's examples were, I think, better for this. So she said, I'm thinking of doing my laundry. I'm thinking of going to the supermarket. So it's considering the idea of doing something.
But Sophia's example, which is also correct, like if I tell you, think of
a number,
I'm telling you to imagine, to think of something real.
Exactly, something that exists already. Then we have think out. So you think out your plan, you think out what else do you think out? Do you think out a plan? You think out a situation, maybe?
Yeah.
Or yeah, I think it would be probably with, I think out would you think out?
I'm trying to remember the exact one because they're all they're very similar.
Yeah, it's true. To think out, yeah. So what do we think for think out? Okay, think of it like you have a plan or an idea, and you need to develop it. Daniela says to B, but changes it to 2A. Yeah, Sylvia says to prepare or plan something. I'm going to agree with Sylvia and Daniela's correction as well. To think out, yes. To prepare or plan something fully, yes. Then we have to think over. So one example comes to mind. Maybe your boss comes to you and says, "Oh, do you want to do this different, have a different position in the company? Do you want to change your responsibilities?" And you say, "Oh gosh, I don't know." And the boss says to you, "Okay, you know what? Think it over. Take a day, take 2 days, and think it over." So using this example, what do you think it could mean to think over? I think I know as well. Can we think of another example for think over?
That's probably one of the best examples, I think. You need that time.
Yeah.
Over
Okay, we have some responses. Luigi says 3D. Clara says 3B.
or
Daniela
D.
says 3B or 3D.
Uh-huh.
Sylvia says to consider something before deciding. Yes, I think you guys are right. And think
D.
over, yeah, to consider something carefully before deciding.
And yes,
And,
Daniela, it is very similar to think through.
yeah, absolutely. And Marco says, think over and think through have kind of the same meaning. Yes, I think the difference between think over and think through is the degree. So think over is to consider something carefully before deciding, but think through, I mean, you're not, think also of the actual preposition. Is it a preposition that we're using?
Yeah.
It's not, you're not thinking something over, you're thinking something through. You're going much deeper into detail, into the specific problems you might have.
Yeah.
So I would say the same meaning, but just one is more intense.
One's a little
maybe.
more in depth.
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
deeper thought process. Also, pay attention to think through. It says to consider before deciding, or sorry, think over to consider before deciding.
Yeah.
But think through, I think we all know at this point, you're considering all the consequences.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe
you're deciding yes or no. You're thinking
yes.
all the consequences.
Yeah, that's true as well. It's not so simple as a yes or no answer. You're thinking of, you have many different things to consider. So think through is to consider something carefully. And then we have think up, which not very difficult now.
Also, when I do this, to think up.
Yeah, so if I think up a plan, I think up a situation, it means essentially to invent something. So to create something new, think using your imagination. And this is why we mentioned also before when we said, I think of an animal or think of a number, something that already exists in reality, whereas think up is new, it's invented.
Yeah. Oh, there's a great scene from The Office where they think up an animal.
They think up an animal.
They think up an animal. Yeah, they invent this animal. I don't remember the animal they create.
Oh my goodness.
Funny.
I wonder if anybody else watches The Office and knows this episode.
It's early.
Yeah.
They're talking about religion. Yeah, anyways.
If you have any questions about the phrasal verbs with think that we looked at on the previous slide, please feel free to write your questions in the comments. That's what we're here for. We'll try to answer. And let's look at some idioms. This is my favorite part.
So we can maybe start 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. So we'll go down this line, then this line. But decide if the following idioms use the word brain or the word mind. Okay, so we'll start with that.
Yeah. And while we're here, we can also look at maybe the difference in meaning between brain and mind, because brain is a lot more physical. Maybe we're talking about an actual brain.
The organ.
Exactly. Whereas mind is more what's inside. It's not something that you can see or touch. It's the system of thinking, of feeling, of believing that we have inside our brain. Louis says, all good, excellent. Clara says, for number 1, brain, brainstorm, very nice.
Very
brainstorm. Then
and
Sylvia says, state of mind. Good. What do we think for number 3? Pick someone's.
And pick is like.
Yeah, when you just kind of take like this, exactly. You're picking at something.
Sometimes on my shirt, I might have little like fuzz and I pick at the fuzz.
Exactly. So we've got to pick someone's. Luigi has written brain, mind, mind.
So I think he thinks mind.
Yeah.
Sylvia wrote pick someone's mind.
Yeah. Well, you would think that, wouldn't you? Because we already said that brain is physical, it's the organ, whereas mind is your thoughts and your ideas. So it makes sense to think that it's pick someone's mind.
But
But
it's
it's actually brain. We say pick someone's brain, which
maybe because pick is a very physical action.
yeah,
and
I
you
mean, if
can't.
you don't visualize it, it's like it's just like yeah, no. So 3 would be brain. Let's go for number 4, guys. What do we think for 4? Take your off something.
We said that same time.
Marco says pick someone's brain sounds a bit splatter.
Yes, it does.
Like Frankenstein.
Like Frankenstein, it does.
That's why I said, guys, don't visualize it. Like, just take your mind off of it. Oh no, I said it.
Maybe they didn't hear. Maybe they didn't notice.
I think they heard. They're concentrating.
Sylvia heard. Sylvia heard. Take your mind.
Of something. Yeah. And Clara already has an answer for 5 as well. Rack your
brain.
Very good. So if you rack your brain, honestly, like if we take the verb rack and separate it from this idiom, I don't think it means anything. I've never
look at it actually. To rack. I'm gonna Google right now. What is the meaning? To rack.
I have never heard this verb taken outside of this idiom. Rack your brain is it's like when you're searching for something and you're trying to remember something really intensely.
Yeah,
Does it?
Merriam, let's see, Merriam-Webster.
Yeah.
Definition of rack. Where did it go? Where was the verb to rack? Okay, it could be to cause, to suffer torture, pain, anguish, or ruin.
Wow.
Or to stretch or strain violently.
Okay, all right. So we've got very violent verbs here: stretching something, straining something. What else was there? Torture. Okay, so it's when we're trying very, very hard, very intensely to remember something or remember something.
Yeah.
And for the final one, for 6, make up your. Yeah, both of them work.
Number 6.
You've probably heard this one lots and lots of times.
Yeah. I'm sure my roommates are thinking this in their head almost every night for dinner. I ask, what should I eat for dinner?
And they just think, make up your.
I'm gonna switch it. Make up your mind. Exactly.
Yeah, I think we might have a slight we're slightly behind on your comments because they all come through together. Mind, make up your mind. So let's very quickly in our last 2 minutes go through the definitions of these idioms. Do you want to read the first one?
So to obtain information by questioning someone who is better informed on a subject.
Exactly. So maybe I'm writing a thesis at university and I need to speak to an expert or to a professor. I will go and ask them about the subject. What idiom could we use in this situation?
I don't know if we'll get through all of them super in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, maybe we'll just do them a little bit quicker.
So this one, maybe, or we give them answers.
Yeah, maybe, so we can get through it in our last minute. So to obtain information, to question someone, this one is to pick someone's brain. Exactly.
Good. The second one, to make a decision. I think this one's a little easier because the verb is the same.
The verb is the same. Make up your mind. Then we've got a group discussion to produce ideas. I'm sure all of you have done this at some point, either at work, and if not at work, you have definitely done it in your English lessons, when your teacher says to you, okay, guys, let's brainstorm idioms or phrasal verbs or various things.
Exactly.
Number 4.
Your mood or mental state at a particular time.
Yeah, this
So-
is your state of, exactly, the noun is the same, your state of mind.
Mhm.
Then we have make a great effort to think of or remember something. Remember what we said before about stretching, about straining, about really thinking intensely. This is rack your brain. And we'll finish really quickly.
To make you stop thinking or worrying about something, we might say to take your mind off something.
Exactly.
Take your mind off of it. Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we have to stop there, you guys.
Yeah, so guys, so that's the end of our time.
Yeah, it was too fast.
Yeah,
But-
it did go very fast. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Take care of yourselves.
Have a good afternoon. Have a good lunch.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.